Nobody is responding.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon. So we'll continue our lecture on Z transforms. Let's start. Now, the last topic we have studied was the multiplication by n. Okay, so it was when you have Z transform of un is uz, right? And if it is multiplied by n or some power of m, right, then it will be minus z d by dz whole power m, means it is operating m times on uz. So this was the multiplication by n or powers of n. Now we have two basic theorems. So these are important one. Please remember these. First one is, if suppose you have Z transform of un as uz, right, then capital uz is given and you need to find u naught, means the value of capital uz is given and the sequence is not given to you, right? Like I'm saying that only this is given, z minus 2, and question is find u naught, u1 and u2, like that. Even u3 you can also find. So these values, uz is given and we do not have the elements of this sequence, u naught, u1 and u2, right? So how to find u naught? U naught is nothing but taking z tending to infinity in uz. And now you should know how to deal with the limit z tending to infinity, right? Now limit z tending to infinity in this case itself. So when we have to substitute z tending to infinity, then we cannot direct put the limits, right? Z and z, then infinity by infinity form, that is undetermined form. So when we have z tending to infinity, we used to take, or we should take z common. So that you will get 1 here and 2 by z. So z and z will be cancelled out. So when z tending to infinity, 2 by infinity, that is 0. 1 minus 0, 1, that means 1. Right? So here u naught value is 1. Then u1, for u1, this is the formula. For u2, this is the formula. Like we have read shifted theorem, right? Zn plus k. So use that formula only. What I'm writing, sorry, Z transform of un plus k. Okay, so Z transform of un plus 1 was z into uz minus u naught, right? Just to make you remember these things. So u1 value is nothing but, if we'll take limit z tending to infinity here, you will get the value of u1. In see, this is nothing but z transform of un plus 2, and in this we have taken limit z tending to infinity, right? You will get the value u2. Now u naught, you can use this value 1. Okay, and if you are finding u2, you need the value of u naught and u1, so you can find. So if in the question is given like uz is z over z minus 2, find the value of u2. That means first you need to find u naught, then you need to find u1, then using these two you can find u2, right? So this is very important. Now next we have final value theorem. It is not that important. If Z transform of UN is UZ, right? Then you need to check. Let's check the behavior of UN. Behavior of UN means the sequence. How does it behave on n tending to infinity? Like you can find the limiting when n tending to infinity. You can find this behavior of the sequence UN. Okay, and how you can find? You can find using Z transform. So if you need to find the behavior of this sequence at n tending to infinity, just simply first find the Z transform of UN. That will be UZ, right? Then UZ multiplied by Z minus 1 and then take limit Z tending to 1. You will get the limit of UN at n tending to infinity. So these two formulas are important. Even with the example I have showed you here. Now question is, if UZ is this, evaluate U2 and U3. Now you know that U2 is nothing but limit Z tending to infinity, Z square UZ minus U0 minus U1 by Z. This is U2. Now we need U0 also. So let's find U0. U0 is limit Z tending to infinity and UZ. UZ is this. Now directly don't put the limit Z tending to infinity. First take the highest power of Z common from the numerator. That is Z square, right? So 2 plus 5 by Z plus 14 by Z square. Now highest power from the denominator, that is Z power 4. That means you will have Z square, right? So in place of this and this, I'll simply write here 1 over Z square. Now see, Z tending to infinity. This tends to 2 only. This tends to 0. This tends to 0, right? But 1 by Z is here. This also tends to 0. But that means this whole term will be 0 because this is 1 by 0. 1 by 0 means this whole term tends to 0 as we take Z tending to infinity. That means the whole value will be 0. Even you can see that if the power is less in the numerator and high in denominator, that means when we are taking Z tending to infinity, it will tend to 0. Right, because it is somehow like 1 by Z square, 2 power more than the numerator, right? So when you take Z tending to infinity, obviously it will go to 0. Similarly, U1. So just use the formula, find U1 and then put U0 U1 value here and then solve this. Means just you need to find the limit after substituting in the formulas. Important one. Now next we have inverse Z transform. So please see here, means very important trick I'm gonna tell you here, not trick, the process method. Find the inverse transform of Z inverse of this, right? Now Z transform of UN is UZ. Okay, that means Z inverse of capital UZ is the inverse Z transform. You will get a sequence UN. That means capital UZ is this. Okay, so right here. So very first step that you have to follow, otherwise your answer will be wrong and you won't be able to solve. First step is take Z common from the numerator. Okay, and if you are taking Z common, then multiply it by cross multiplication. Take that Z in the denominator of UZ. That means 1 power will reduce. This is this, right? So if you simply cross multiplication here, you do 2Z square plus 3Z, you will get the same, right? Now why we are doing, we are just saving one Z, because every formula if you see, like Z transform of A power n, Z over Z minus A, so that it will be multiplied back again after partial fraction, and you will have the Z in numerator to use inverse Z transform of this. Okay, like Z transform of an is this, Z over Z minus A. That means inverse Z transform of Z over Z minus A will be A power n. So that this Z should be there when we take inverse Z transform. Means we are just keeping one Z safely. Now partial fraction, you know how to do. Linear factors, so simply A by first factor plus B by second factor. So when you find it, you will get value of A as 1 by 6. So directly I am writing. And value of B as 11 by 6. And LHS was this. See, now you will get to know the use of this. Now multiply back this Z into RHS. Now inverse Z transform means UZ is same only, right? Inverse Z transform means you will get UN 1 by 6 outside, Z inverse of small z over Z plus 2. See, 1 by 6, this is minus 2 power n. This here, it is minus, so positive, but if it is plus, that means minus a power n. And plus 11 by 6, 4 power n. So this is your value of ui. Very simple. But this step is important, otherwise you will be confused. Okay, so next question, little bit difficult, but not little that much difficult. Just you should remember the formulas. Capital UZ is this, right? So take one Z common here. So here you will get Z square plus 2Z plus 29 and this. Now not linear factors but power 2. So A by this, B by this and C by this. So directly partial fraction I did. Means how to use partial fraction here? A by first factor, B by second factor, sorry, and C by Z plus 3 whole square. Okay, so you need to take the LCM, Z minus 1, Z plus 3 whole square. A will be multiplied by Z plus 3 whole square. B will be multiplied by Z minus 1 and Z plus 3. And here I am writing C will be multiplied by z minus 1. So this and this will be cancelled out. Then just comparing the coefficient of z square, z and constant term, you will get the value of a, b, c. Okay. So once you get a, b, c value, this means here a value is 2, b value is minus 1, c value is minus 8. Now how to deal? This very simple, right? Z over z minus 1 means this z will be multiplied back here, z here and z here. So these two terms are very simple, z over z minus 8. That means its inverse transform is 2 into 1 power n z over z minus 1, right? Minus, this is minus 3 power n. Second one, z over z minus minus 3. Now how to write this? You know that means we use multiplication by n method. Z transform of n un is nothing but minus z d by dz of uz, right? Now why I am writing this? See this carefully here. So these everything I am erasing. We know that because it is z over z plus 3 whole square, right? That means it is nothing but if I am writing here z plus 3 whole square, right? So take the differentiation of this. Differentiation of this means wait. Z over z plus 3. Because finally we need this un, right? So just because seeing this, this term, you should know that it is something square and z over z plus 3 form. So z over z plus 3 form means it may be the sequence of minus 3 power n, but it is some multiplied by some n. Then only, because when it is multiplied by n means then only derivative will occur, and if derivative will occur, that means you will get the power in denominator, right? So means just by seeing this form you get to know this, like it is maybe the sequence of minus 3 power n, and because it is a square, so there may be the derivative. Now how to handle that, how to balance these terms? So let's see this. Derivative of this, so z plus 3 whole square, see square came, right? Z plus 3 same, its derivative 1 minus z same, and derivative of z plus 3 1 again. So that and that z cancel, that means 3 over z plus 3 whole square, right? So what we do here, if I simply take 3 out, means 1 by 3, so that 3 will be cancelled out. Okay, getting my point? If I'll take 1 by 3 here, so that 3 will be cancelled out. But we need 8 here, 8z. So what you do here, just like when you come to here and z is equals to this, that means if it is 3z here, okay, means when just divide and multiply by 3, so this and this 3 will be cancelled out, will be balanced out. Okay, so that means if you take z inverse of 3z by z plus 3, you will get this, but here 8z, right? So we just multiply and divide by 8. See here, 8 by 3 and minus 3. Means just use the multiplication by n and then take derivative. Okay, you will get the answer. So how to deal with such terms, you should know very carefully. Okay, by seeing a square and this type of form, you should understand like we need to balance the terms. Okay, that means you need to practice some questions to deal with this type of questions. Now, separately, it will not come into your exam, but in difference equations, there may be the form. Okay. So this was about the inverse Z transform. Okay. One more question is this. Again, I will upload the slide and you can go through it. Okay, Z cube minus 20Z over this. This is UZ. So first step is take one Z common from the numerator and just keep it safe here. So you will get Z square minus 20 over this. Now partial fraction. Okay, if you want, you can go through the partial fraction, or if you want, you can just balance, because Z minus 2 occurs in when if you remember the formulas, Z transform of n is square, right? So Z plus Z square over Z minus something. You just recall the formulas, okay? Then, or you can directly go through the partial fraction. So that you try with this, or just partial fraction means a by Z minus 2 plus b by Z minus 2, because these are the factors, square plus c over Z minus 2 whole cube, then d over Z minus 4, right? Using this term, Z square minus 20 over this Z minus 2 whole cube and Z minus 4. Now how to deal with the square? Once you will get b and c value, use that derivative, multiplication by n, and you will get the answer. Like multiplication by nc, n is here. Okay, so just you need to recall the formulas and you need to balance the terms. That's it in the inverse Z transforms. So last topic of this class, not this module, convolution theorem. Important topic. So convolution theorem means, if suppose inverse Z transform of capital UZ is given, means convolution means when we have two sequences or two functions is un. Inverse Z transform of VZ is Vn. Okay, then Z inverse of these two terms, UZ into VZ, multiplication of these, will be m is equals to 0 to n. M is equals to 0 to n. Two suffix we are using, m and n. Two parameters we are using here. So if it is u, and make it as un. Like un is given 2 power n, so use here 2 power n. And v n minus m. This. So if you are finding this summation, that will be denoted as un star vn. Okay, so if simply un star vn you need to find, means will not given you in the exam, use convolution theorem. Like capital UZ is this, given capital VZ is this. Find un star vn. Now un is the star vn means that you need to do, right? Means if un value and vn value is given, UZ is given, so you can write the corresponding un, right? VZ is given, so you can find the corresponding vn, and you need to find their convolution. So use this formula. Now example, this Z square Z minus a Z minus b. Now here it is given, use convolution theorem, means you are not allowed to use partial fraction method here. Convolution theorem. So how can you write? Z over Z minus a into Z over Z minus b. Because only then we will know about UZ and VZ. So this is capital UZ, this is capital VZ, right? z over z minus a. That means small un is a power n. Z over z minus b. That means small vn is b power n. Now you need to find z inverse. Multiplication of this. It is nothing but un star vn. See here, multiplication of this is un star vn. Now this is the formula to solve. Okay, so m is equals to 0 to infinity um v n minus m. That means um value a power m, b n minus m, right? Then because this summation is dependent on m, so we can take n outside, right? So b power n we can take outside. Summation m is equals to 0 to infinity a over b power m, a power m and b power minus m, right? So b power n and this first term is 1, second term is a by b, third term is a square by b square, and it is up to n. Sorry, it is not infinity, it is up to n. A power n and b power n. Now this is GP, geometrical progression, right? Sum up to n terms only. So if you remember that a into r power n minus 1 over r minus 1, if the common ratio is greater than 1, and a into 1 minus r power n over 1 minus r. A means first term, r is the common ratio, a is the first term of this GP, right? And r power n. That means now here common ratio is a by b. Now a by b, because nothing is mentioned which is greater than or which is less, means common ratio is greater than or less than, but here a and b is always a integer, right? Positive integer, but it can be negative also. So generally if nothing mentioned, use this formula, or you can use this, both are same. See the common ratio power n plus 1. Now this is the formula for n terms. GP sum of n terms. If suppose we have n plus 1 terms, so n plus 1 here, right? Now here first term, second term, so in first term power 0, second term power 1, third term power 2. This is n power, that means this is the n plus 1th term. That means we have n plus 1 terms here. So that's why common ratio power n plus 1 minus 1, a by b minus 1, and this. So this is your convolution theorem example. Now in next class we'll discuss convolution theorem examples, more example, 1 or 2 example. Then we'll discuss the basics of difference equation. Okay, so in your syllabus only the difference equation left only, like convolution 2 example and difference equation, how to solve difference equation using Z transform. Then your syllabus will be finished. So within 1 or 2 class I'll finish your syllabus. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then I'll take your attendance. Mark your attendance, everybody. And those who have marked their attendance may leave.
Ma'am, regarding lab fat, ma'am, do we have lab fat on Thursday? Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
at the quiz time when I was submitting it all ended, ma'am. Afterwards, I haven't seen your extended time, ma'am. You have extended from 8:2 to 8:4 now, ma'am.
See, please don't talk about quiz. I'm extending. See, I know I can see the data. Everyone has submitted except one or two, those who were facing. So don't say that everyone got the benefit of that time. I know if once they submitted, they cannot resubmit.
No, I haven't submitted, ma'am.
Then,
Then you are extended 8:2 to 8:4 now, ma'am. That time I haven't opened my laptop, ma'am. I haven't seen. I thought you will consider there are so many messages. So you will
yes.
consider next.
So now what
Ma'am,
can I
please,
do?
ma'am, can you conduct?
Yeah,
Please,
requiz. You are asking for requiz. No, I cannot.
yes,
No.
ma'am. Please,
No,
ma'am.
I cannot conduct. See, do you really think that we are so much free?
No, ma'am. But ma'am,
Then,
that is not.
see, just to set the quiz question paper and assigning, it took 3 hours for me, right?
Ma'am, all.
Again, I conduct requiz.
Ma'am, that is not. Wantedly,
See,
I have not.
if you are not able, the question was very easy. Within
Yes,
5 minutes
yes,
only.
ma'am. I have when I was submitting it, told closed, ma'am. Then afterwards, I haven't seen your extended time message, ma'am.
So
Or else
what?
I would have
See,
submitted.
okay. If it you have not seen extended time, but you would have submitted in the time only. Because
Ma'am,
I for the people who were facing the network issues. That's it.
yes, ma'am. That time I have faced, ma'am.
I don't
Afterwards,
know.
I haven't seen your extended time, ma'am. Really, ma'am.
No, I cannot see for this. Sorry, please quiz. I cannot even wanted to discuss about this. If you have any doubts regarding any assignment and this, you can talk, but not please. Not regarding quiz. Already I got frustrated on that day.
Ma'am, please, ma'am.
No, I cannot. See, I cannot. Even how can I believe you have faced or not? Because it is
Ma'am,
online, so
really,
you have to be very careful. See, I please don't discuss about this.
Mm. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the set A of the quiz, the answer to one of the question was not matching.
Yeah, I will give marks to all. Don't worry.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, for lab, how many experience will be there?
Only two.
Ma'am,
12.
it will be like submitting the DA, ma'am.
No. I'm not consider. I will not consider that. I will put your question paper like quiz only. Okay, but I will give you sufficient time to upload on Veto. Everything I'll be notify.
You have to take the screenshot and upload, right?
What?
You have to take the screenshot and upload, right?
Yes. No, I will tell you the method.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Ma'am, hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have one doubt in the
Your voice
power
is
series.
too low. I cannot hear properly.
Hello. Now,
Yes.
ma'am. Now, is it fine
Now
now?
fine.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I have one doubt in the power series, ma'am. You discussed about that case 3, no, ma'am, when roots of initial equation are distinct and they differ by an integer.
Yes.
In that, the you have given like m1 and m2 be the roots, provided m1 is less than m2.
Oh yes.
So if some of the coefficient of y series become infinite, then we have to like when m is equal to m1.
Yes.
So we have to modify a naught as b naught
B
m
not
minus
minus
n.
and one. Hmm.
So it's given only as m is equal to m1. Why can't it be m2, ma'am?
No, if it is M2, then also you have to replace. But in M2, when we are substituting, see, M2, when we are substituting, first what we are doing, then only we are, means M2, first we are substituting M2, right?
M2 only, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so if it is M2 we are substituting and then it is going to be infinite, then you replace that.
Okay, ma'am. So there we have to replace, and the complete solution will be like
Yes,
actually in C1 y m2 plus C2 dou y by dou m m1. It was like that.
yes,
So if
yes,
m2 is going infinite means then you have to do like C1 dou y by dou m at m2 plus C2 y at m1. Is it like that, ma'am?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.